It should work. All right, let me see if this is working. I doubt it, but hey. Oh, there's the audio. Okay. What the hell? I don't know. I don't know. But here we are. It's just going to be a running gag, I suppose, every damn time. What will go wrong for the next shoe? There's super tip, the link, and all that. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and pin them here at YouTube if it'll come up so I can do it. Why are you taking so long? There we go. Good Lord, here's all these messages. Why didn't that show up in EVMux? Hi, everybody. Thanks for showing up. I'll take care of that. Put it on the Rumble and pin that one. There you go. You're supposed to show up automatically, but you didn't. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. You never know. Might as well go ahead and put the link over at the X, formerly known as, it's X now. Musk bought it. He wants to call it X. That's the deal. X. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go through all these lovely stories, and quite a few it previously of this crazy bitch version of Nailsin News. There might be one or two teachers. Well, got quite a few now, and especially since some of the stories are ones I've missed. One of them is at least 2 years old, and I think I missed it. Maybe I didn't. It might actually have been one I covered. But, oh, man, they're always so good, aren't they? Not really. But first, we'll go with, of course, I had to reset, so I don't even have it set up yet. We got to go to an update on a previous Nailsin News story that I think this will be, if not the third, I think this will probably be the third, maybe the fourth update on this particular story. Sometimes that happens. And sometimes it happens. Let me see. I probably got to set this all up again too. The layers. Okay. Oh, cool. There we go. That'll work. Wait a minute. Why is it this? There it is. Yeah. Cool. There we are. So this should work. Grotesque new details reveal why Florida nurse actually assaulted 15-year-old stepson as she separates from husband. A Florida nurse behind bars after she was caught sexually assaulting her 15-year-old stepson has separated from her husband. Well, you would expect that, wouldn't you? Alexis Von Yates, 35, faced the music in early September and quickly accepted a plea deal to skirt a sexual battery charge. She accepted a lesser charge of lewd and lascivious battery on her child between the ages of 12 and 16, which carried a measly 2-year sentence. And probably with good behavior, she can probably get out before that. And since the July 2024 assault, Von Yates and her hubby, Frank Yates, have separated. She disclosed in a prison remand report. Oh, all right. Von Yates insisted that she only went after her stepson, who reportedly told cops he was a virgin because he reminded her of Yates, even detailing how the teen's genitals resembled his father's. You could have kept that to yourself, But she's trying to, what's the deal? I was thinking of my husband the whole time. Really? I mean, I guess she decided not to go with, I thought he was you. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, she probably figured, well, that's probably not going to work. But hey, honey, I was thinking of you the whole time. The since fired nurse spent the week leading up to the assault joking about watching stepmom pornos and belaboring about her mounting sexual appetite. I'll bet. Von Yates reportedly cornered her stepson while her two young children were sleeping in a separate room and started kissing his neck and sexually assaulting him. Yates caught the pair in the act as his terrified son fled into the bathroom with his pants around his ankles. While Yates grilled the teen for the truth about what he'd walked in on, Von Yates tried to plead that she told the boy to stop. Oh my God, what a bitch. She was going to put it all on the kid. You know, she thought he would have believed her that. I thought he was you. You know? He's going to say, oh, he was masquerading as you and tricked me. Jeez. Oh my God, I tried to stop your son, but he was too strong. The teen shot down the stepmom's tail, but was fearful Yates would snap and beat him with a belt. Well, yeah. Yates dragged the teenager to his grandparents' house for shelter and lamented to him about how he ruined his life. Yeah, I'll bet. Man, what a mess. It's one thing to walk in on your wife with another man, but your own son, you know. Holy crap. Sure, he can drop her ass and all that, but his son, you know. The grandparents, too, discouraged the boy from reporting the assault to his biological mother. Well, no, it's a crime. You're going to have to, oh boy, was she really. I'm just putting it out there, guys. Yep. Yeah. This is one horny broad. It wasn't until October 2024, 3 months later, that Yates sent an anonymous tip to police reporting the assault. During the fateful sentencing, the victim's biological mother gave Von Yates a hefty piece of her mind after almost a year of helping her son through the trauma inflicted upon him, while Yates had only spoken with him once since tipping off authorities. I am angry. I am hurt. At times it makes me physically ill. But I, like my son, will rise above, the mother said. Despite all the trauma inflicted upon him, he still has a beautiful life to look forward to. A life full of love, hope, and endless possibilities. Von Yates will remain on the sex offender registry for 10 years once her prison sentence concludes, and she will have to fulfill 200 hours of community service. The split couple share two young children, so I didn't know if these were stepchildren as well, but oh my God. So he's involved with this bitch for the rest of his life, and were originally wed in 2017. Boy, not a lot of years, and you just had to jump that stepson's bones, huh? Well, it was all that, stepchild porn you were watching, yeah. It was him. I thought he was my husband. Yeah. So anyway, there we go. A little, I guess that's the grotesque details, is that she's trying to, hey, soften the blow, with, oh, but honey, I really thought it was you. I did think it was you. I did. No, really. I was thinking of you the whole time. Oh, well, that makes it so much better, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, so much for you. But I don't know. I mean, what do? He says, I got to go to work, honey. Can you watch the kids? So, yeah. I told him to stop. Did you? Did you? I'm guessing you really didn't. That's what I'm guessing. And I'm probably right. Yeah. Yeah. Hooker from hell killed 3 Johns with fentanyl in callous robbery scheme. Oh, wait, this is a New York story. Maybe I better. Yeah, this one might be better for New York City Crime Report. I thought this was Manhattan. So, yeah. Damn. Well, she got a bunch of Johns, and drugged them, and it didn't really work out. It really didn't. At least, not for them. And not for her either, because, well, now she's caught. So I guess since that's a New York one, I'll pause that. And it's not the one I'm doing for New York Post stories, though. I guess I got to do it now, But I'm doing another one, and I got to animate it and stuff. Anyway, which is why I got to burn through these. There's just so little time to get through all these horrible harlots, Let's see, where are you? No, it's not that one. Damn it, why didn't it show up? I want to go through these. There you are. It's weird how it lines them up. So here's our first teacher story, but it's not the type of teacher story you expect. I know. But we might as well knock it out of the way for the more entertaining ones to come later. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Math teacher busted with cocaine by drug detecting canine. That's a dog. During random check at middle school, marijuana found in her car. So you see, it's not going to be as bad as some of those other stories. She just, was self-medicating because, the teaching job can be stressful. And she's like, right? God. A middle school teacher in Louisiana. Holy crap. Now, this is one I need to save for Bayou Crime Report. What the hell? How did I miss this? Well, I probably didn't. I saved it for later and thought, oh, yeah. Well, I could still do the voice, though, Math teacher busted with cocaine by drug detective canine during random check at middle school. Marijuana found in her car. Hey, I'm Red Neckerton. Well, a middle school teacher in Louisiana ended up in handcuffs after a random drug check allegedly uncovered a stash of cocaine in her bag. Virginia Summers, 47, is a math intervention teacher at Westdale Middle School in Baton Rouge. According to a probable cause report, Summers was arrested after a canine with the East Baton Rouge Parish School Drug Task Force detected something suspicious in her book bag. The dog, whose name is Vimson, alerted the human police officer. I gathered, I didn't think the dog would alert another dog, but anyway, to the find, the officer inspected the bag and then Summers' wallet, where he found what appeared to be cocaine. A field test allegedly confirmed the cops' suspicions. After Summers was read her rights, she allegedly told the officer that the cocaine belonged to a friend. Has that story ever worked? I mean, it's for everything a suspect gets caught with. It's like, hey, you're driving around in a car that was reported stolen. And they're like, oh, well, I borrowed it from a friend. It's never this. It's never true. Never. Anyway, Summers told police that even though the cocaine found in her wallet was not hers, she said she did snort it at a tailgate party outside a Louisiana State University football game the previous weekend. Police asked Summers if they could search her Honda SCRV, and she consented. Dumbass. According to the report, officers allegedly found marijuana in 2 marijuana pipes and lighters, all stored in a small gray bag in the vehicle's glove compartment. I guess she thought they wouldn't look through that. I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know if she said, oh, yeah, those aren't mine neither. The report said there were allegedly 0.8 grams of cocaine and 0.5 grams of marijuana confiscated from Summers. Summers was charged with possession of cocaine, possession of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, in violation of controlled dangerous substances in a school zone. She was scheduled to make her first appearance in court on Wednesday. After Summers' arrest, the East Baton Rouge Parish Public School System released a statement that said this behavior is not condoned by our district, and we remain committed to maintaining a safe, secure, drug-free environment for all students and staff. Well, I'm pretty sure she kept all that crap to herself, I don't think she was going to share it with the kids. But, well, these days you can't take no chances with them goddamn teachers, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, for the Bayou Crime Report, I am Red Neckerton, reminding you, keep your goddamn holes clean. All right, I'll clip that and take the audio for the Nailsin Show. See, that's how that works. There we go. Yes, there are crimes in Louisiana. It does happen on occasion. And when they do, occasionally I'll find out about them, and that'll become fodder for the Bayou Crime Report, which I use the Red Neckerton voice. I know, shocker, he doesn't really exist. Neither does Lefty Turtington. Boy, I tell you, I don't have anything for Lefty anymore, Well, we do review that UFO show. So I guess that's something for him. Well, it's a bit sad. I mean, since Trump came back, I just don't know. Yeah, that's why I can't put up with you anymore. No. Good Lord. Exclusive. That's what the first word in the title says. So it's not that one. It's not that one. It's this one. All the way down here. Why is it in the list twice? I mean, that's just stupid. But it is. It's in there twice. I don't know. Oh, wait. This isn't the teacher, is it? That's weird. I thought I had them all together. Well, screw it. We're going down the list. It doesn't really matter. Nothing really matters anymore. Ex-Virginia legislature candidate Susanna Gibson, who made online sex vids, arrested for domestic violence. Oh, damn it. What happened? So far, the story was just so wholesome and great. So anyway, yeah, she was an ex-candidate for the Virginia state legislature who had online sex videos with her husband, and it sparked an uproar when they were leaked. Has been arrested for domestic violence charge. I guess all this uproar, she was trying to pursue a political career, and probably the opposition research said, hey, look familiar, and they leaked it, But anyway, she says it was the result of a bogus report from her now estranged spouse. Oh, good Lord, they split up. Well, anyway, Susanna Gibson Payne, 42, was arrested in Enrico, I guess, County on September 22nd for assault and battery of a family member. I don't know. It's his family, whatever. The 42-year-old was released after turning herself in. Well, there you go. That's the right thing to do. But Gibson told the Post that her lawyer husband, 44-year-old John David Gibson, has been harassing her since she filed for divorce. And he was the one who got aggressive with her. After my estranged husband, arrested 3 times since I filed for divorce, assaulted me during a June 2025 custody exchange while I protected our son, he filed a retaliatory criminal complaint against me. More than 3 months later, police issued a misdemeanor warrant for my arrest. I turned myself in immediately. See, she's the more responsible of the two. Arrest records show John Gibson was arrested several times last December for violation of a protective order, extortion, and use of threatening language. Well, all right, but he didn't really. What was the extortion, though? More videos, maybe? I don't know. Those arrests happened just days after his wife requested a protective order against him for family abuse. John Gibson didn't respond to a request for comment. His estranged wife was a competitive Democratic underdog on track to snatch a Richmond delegate seat in Virginia's 2023 state race when Republican operatives, of course, leaked her online sex shows to the media. Well, you're an idiot if you didn't think this would happen. The nurse. Did she wear the nurse outfit in the middle of that? Had recorded X-rated videos with her husband. So they're both in the business, on the live streaming porn platform Chatterbait. Well, God. Leaked. Which were archived off-site without her knowing. And then, moron. That was not supposed to be kept and stuff. She was also accused of shooting the videos for pay from viewers, a violation of Chatterbait's platform, a charge she vehemently denied, later saying the videos were only ever made to fulfill her husband's fantasy. Yeah, it's all him. I mean, you can see it in her face in the images here. She was not into this at all. Look at the look in that face, Gibson was undeterred by the scandal, however, and pressed on with her campaign. Well, sure, why not? It's the Democratic Party anyway. It won't intimidate me and it won't silence me, Gibson said in the thick of the scandal, arguing the leak had violated Virginia revenge porn laws and was a form of sexual abuse. You put it out in the public. The revenge porn is business where, you have a couple, they took some nudes of each other or made videos, all that sort of stuff. Then they break up. And so the one that's pissed off releases it, It was considered to be private. This stuff ain't private. So, my political opponents and their Republican allies have proven they're willing to commit a sex crime to attack me and my family because there's no line they won't cross to silence women when they speak up. Well, Gibson ended up losing the race, but by fewer than 1,000 votes. Well, oh no, don't tell me. No. She's since dedicated herself to advocating against gender-based and sexual violence with the founding of My Own Image, an organization which seeks to update online privacy legislation. Gibson believes laws have not kept pace with the digital age. I would say I've fundamentally changed as a human, as a professional, she told Politico after the scandal. A political operative found sexually explicit videos of a young woman running for office that she never knew existed. you're the one who broadcast them on Chatterbait and shop them around to various news outlets, trying to get them published to humiliate, intimidate, coerce, harass this woman. You mean you? Gibson doubled down on her stance that the justice system needs overhaul as news of her September arrest emerged. Survivors deserve a justice system that recognizes abuse dynamics and protects our safety, not one that allows abusers to weaponize the law as continued control. I am a mother and domestic violence survivor navigating a system that too often punishes those who seek safety. Yeah, all you've been able to charge him with is some sort of extortion, which I wasn't more videos, I don't know, and threatening language. Yeah. But what are you challenged with? Did you throw something at him? Did you slap him? You know? See, that's the kind of violence we're talking about usually, not this. He said really nasty things to me, and I didn't like it. Anyway, no surprise, that's your crop of politicians these days, you know. And, you know, that being said, she probably would have done an okay job compared to what they have anyway. Oh, well. Hey, good luck with all that stuff, you know. Good luck. I think you will probably need it. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, everything's working. The chat's talking to each other. Angel Guzman, YouTube been ass all day. Everyone had trouble today. Oh, well, that's YouTube then. But I was checking on Rumble. It did the same thing. So I'm going with EV Mux messed up here. And Guzman says, oh boy, what that crazy bitch do now? Everything. Blackie Black person, as one does when going through rough times. Blackie Black person, 10 years on the sex offender registry. I didn't know that had an expiration date. Yeah, for some of them it doesn't, you know, but she was able to plead down the charges. So I guess it has something to do with that. So I figure, oh, in another 10 years, she won't be hot anymore or something. Anyway, Baxo J's Does Stuff says, classy. Guzman, I smell a Netflix rom-com. Yeah, might as well. Part-time planting says, oi. Part-time planting says, Doug. Part-time planting says, chat. Part-time planting says, well, you got to have a little weed if you own the coke. Well, that's her supplies, but she says it wasn't hers, you know? So, lucky black person, I.S. Cocaine. Part-time planting, if it's in your possession, it's on you. Yeah, they didn't buy that story. Baxo Jazz Does Stuff. Another class act. Oh, nothing but class. That should have been the title, class acts, because, you know, teachers and classrooms and stuff, and the rest. Damn it. I didn't think of that. I was sitting there thinking, well, I've already done after school special for one of the titles and stuff like that. Teachers in detention. Oh, well. Part-time planning, 0.8, 0.5. You can't share that it's barely enough for one. Well, she said she was using it at the football game or something like that, you know. So, oopsie, I left some for later. Blackie Black person, mama said cocaine is the devil. She was right. Part-time planting, another woman on OnlyFans. It's normal. They turn 18, they open an OnlyFans account. Yeah, it's like a sort of like a coming of age thing, a debutante. Oh, your first OnlyFans account. I remember mine. You know, crap like that. Look at you. You're all grown up. Part-time planting. Snatch. It's what got her in trouble. Well, You women in those snatches. Oh, hi, Tass. Tass says, dub, heart emojis. Now, Tass, when you use those emojis, you'd better mean it. Oh, the trouble that girl gets in. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's see here. What is this one? Oh, yeah. Now, this heartwarming story about, a tragic love story that somehow went wrong. It happens. It's all very sad. But sometimes, love hurts, as the song said. Woman who blew boyfriend's head almost off his body with shotgun while talking about her past trauma with him learns her fate. It's in the eyes, isn't it? It's always in the eyes. Plus the choice of hair color and stuff. That, it's a bad sign all around, Almost off his bike. God, it was like hanging there. Oh, geez. I don't know. A Nebraska woman who nearly blew her boyfriend's head off his body with a shotgun in 2023 while she was on LSD has been sentenced to more than half a decade behind bars. Half. Alyssa K. Roman, 31, was handed a sentence of 6 to 8 years in prison by Douglas. That sounds familiar. County judge after she pled no contest last month for the shooting death of Alan Kritzer, 33, at a home they shared near Hanover Circle and Mormon Bridge Road in Omaha. 6 to 8 years. Yeah, she'll do 5. She'll do 5. Yeah. Prosecutors downgraded Roman's original murder charge to manslaughter as part of a plea deal. Good Lord. Douglas County District Judge Katie Benson gave her credit for time served. Well, that's nice, Katie. For 629 days total. Manslaughter carries a maximum sentence of 20 years. In Nebraska, but not getting that. So Roman admitted to blasting Kritzer in the upper torso and neck with a shotgun. So shot him twice, on December 29th, 2023, after taking LSD earlier in the day. Yeah, it was the acid, huh? She was displaying signs of excited delirium when cops came into contact with her. Yeah, I imagine. Officers had been called to the couple's residence after receiving a report of a home invasion in progress at a different house that Roman had allegedly tried entering that evening. They were told a white female with pink hair, wearing only a shirt and no pants, had barged her way inside and had to be forcibly removed. Roman fled and was later caught at her house, where Kritzer's body was found. After transporting Roman to the hospital for a medical evaluation, cops spotted apparent blood on the walls of the residence and suspected skull and brain matter in the hallway at the top of the main staircase. They found Kritzer with an apparent gunshot wound in the main upstairs bedroom. His head was almost off his body. A shotgun was found in a separate upstairs bedroom with women's pants and underwear apparel placed over the top of the shotgun's barrel. Well, they'll never find it under that. After her release from the hospital, Roman told cops that Kritzer did not shoot himself. You don't say. And that they were the only two individuals present in the home at the time of the shooting. She made additional incriminating statements. Well, that's pretty much case closed right there. But anyway, regarding the slaying, along with comments about being on LSD, a powerful hallucinogenic drug. When asked if she had taken any drugs, she answered affirmatively that she had taken LSD around noon that day and was feeling its effects a little. The defendant did not appear to be intoxicated. Well, She just said, and was relaxed and comfortable until she was informed that her fiance was deceased. Then she became hysterical. Oh no! How did that happen? Well, when you blew his head off. Oh, right, yeah. Roman told police she and Kritzer were having a conversation about past trauma before she blew him away with the shotgun. The defendant professed not to remember anything after. Well, while the defendant did confess to feeling the effects of LSD a little, she took the drug at about noon, and her interview did not occur until more than 12 hours later. Flashbacks already kicking in, huh? When cops first made contact with Roman, the officers thought it was odd to be outside in the cold with nothing but a shirt. There was snow on the ground. It was later proven through medical tests that Roman was, in fact, under the influence of LSD. So I guess that was the mitigation here. Poor girl. It was the acid. By the time the defendant arrived at the hospital, the police had located Kritzer. Well, yeah, they found the dead body with its nearly blown off head. Yeah. Well, okay, the LSD would have to be the mitigating circumstance, I guess. But this is, even with that, this is not a manslaughter case. You had her dead to rights. You didn't have to give her any deal. But yeah, a couple of years, she'll be out. How about that, huh? So I don't know. Would you? Well, you might want to think about that. You just might. Okay. What's this one? Oh, now we're finally getting to the teachers. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. And then the lighter stories. Always. Oh, no, wait. We got one more. One more of these murderous. Look, sometimes it gets bloody, you know. So there we go. Here we go. Here's our latest contestant. It's still in the eyes, even though, you know, kind of laid back in this. Still evil, you know. Probably more evil than the previous one because she really was batshit. This one, I mean, I'm sure there's some batshit involved here, but look at that. Almost like a smirk. You damn right I did it. Woman showered, cleaned up scene after murdering boyfriend, but opened the door with blood on face when cops showed up. See, there's always that one spot you miss. She forgot to wash her face. A Florida woman is behind bars after she allegedly shot her boyfriend to death and then tried to clean up the scene and take a shower, only to have blood on her face and bloody footprints in the house when cops knocked on her door. According to a probable cause affidavit, the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office responded shortly after 1 a.m. on August 19th to a home in the 1500 block of Illinois Road in Clearwater for a shots fired call. A neighbor said they heard a loud noise and a female yell, "I have a gun." Deputies reportedly knocked on the door, and 38-year-old Amanda Tinney answered. Tinney appeared freshly showered, but had blood transfer on her face, legs, and feet. There was also bloody footprints in the home. Cops walked in and found 60-year-old Patrick Denny dead in a bedroom with a gunshot wound to the head. Investigators recovered the alleged murder weapon, a .45 caliber Smith & Wesson, in another room. After receiving her Miranda warnings, Tinney allegedly admitted to grabbing a gun and taking it into the backyard, but denied firing a weapon. The affidavit noted that as a convicted felon, of course, she is prohibited from having firearms. Yeah. Detectives also discovered bullet holes in the neighbor's fence and window and recovered a projectile in the neighbor's home. Deputies initially arrested Tinney on charges of a felon in possession of a firearm and shooting into a dwelling. Later, she was charged with first-degree murder. Police have not publicly divulged a motive for the killing. So she remains in Pinellas County Jail. She's entered a plea of not guilty. Somehow the gun shot off itself while the victim was in the shower. Yeah. Well, but then, and when she found the scene, oh my God, and then went and took a shower, but somehow, missed the blood splatter on her face and all that. Well, anyway, according to his obituary, Denny owned Missouri Collision and Paint in Clearwater. Outside of work, Pat enjoyed spending time with his beloved dogs, racing sports cars, offshore fishing, and lending a helping hand to his friends and neighbors. But then she entered the picture, and well, and she's a convicted felon. I wonder what the previous charges were, Was it anything violent? Yeah, probably should have took that into consideration. But, he wanted, a friend. He didn't get one, though. Now on to the, the feature presentation. Texas teacher, 51, caught having sex with student after cops called for suspicious activity in home under construction. A Texas teacher was caught having sex with a minor student by police who were called and spotted a suspicious person at the under construction home. Jennifer Massey, a 51-year-old art teacher in Davenport High School, was arrested when deputies from the Comal County Sheriff's Office made the disturbing discovery. The officers were checking on the house in Garden Ridge around 6 p.m., following the 911 call of activity at the unoccupied building, and allegedly discovered Massey inside with a male juvenile. She thought, no one will catch us in this abandoned building. Yeah. It's not abandoned. It's under construction, And damn it, nosy neighbors always got to be cock blockers. The deputies concluded that the pair were engaged in sexual conduct based on their preliminary investigations. Pants down the ankle, around the ankles, her no panties, stuff like that. Massey was charged with improper relationship between educator and student, a second-degree felony, and is being held at the Comal County Jail. The local school district where Massey teaches condemned the alleged behavior and placed her on leave. The district does not condone inappropriate relationships between teachers and students. Ensuring the safety and security of our students is our top priority. We will continue to cooperate fully with law enforcement during their investigation. There you go. There's the district statement. Boy, she really doesn't look. They never look happy in the mugshot. She's starting to look familiar. I might have covered this already. Let me check the dates. I know some of these. Yeah, this is from last year. I probably did. This is a year old. What the hell? It's a story. The district learned that last night, Mrs. Massey was charged with having an improper relationship with a student. Mrs. Massey has been placed on administrative leave this morning, and she will not be returning to Davenport High School. Hey, look, she's only been charged. She hasn't been convicted, But, they're like, yeah, but where's your panties? And he's like, I got them here. And yeah. So that's not really go. Wait a minute. Am I showing the wrong story or no? No, you got. I'm reading the wrong one. Damn it. Start over. Jeez. Well, damn it. Why did it do that? Crap. Should I even bother? Well, I read it to you. Here she is. She's the one. And she's not happy about it because she got caught with her pants down. He got caught with his pants down. And that's that. Now this one. How the hell did it do that? That is weird. Nothing works. Nothing works anymore. Oh, see, now I got to switch it back over. This one. Yeah. Good Lord. All right. Is this, yeah. Okay. I don't know what happened there. There, stretch. There, stretch. Oh, wait, I got to do my little thing here. No, dummy. Do like that. This way I'll know when I want to clip this, if I ever do. I'll understand. There's a bit of a gap here. Oh, yeah. All right. Teacher, 24, accused of sexually abusing student who was 14 while she had only been married for 58 days. Jeez Louise, lady. A teacher accused of sexually abusing a 14-year-old student and sending nudes to other children on Snapchat had been married for just 58 days. Cassidy Krause, 24, was forced to resign from her job with IKM Manning Schools in Iowa on August 25th after the school board confirmed they were investigating alleged misconduct by the teacher. She was reported to bosses after a parent claimed she sent illicit materials to their child. The teacher was just married to her husband on July 1st when he filed for divorce on August 28th. Oh no, what happened? Karras was arrested and charged with 2 counts of lascivious acts with a child, 3 counts of dissemination of obscene material to a minor, and third-degree sexual abuse. If found guilty, she could face up to 33 years in jail. Yeah. One of the charges alleges that Krause performed sex acts with a person 14 years of age and was alleged to have fondled or touched the genitals of multiple children. She's also accused of disseminating obscene material to a student in 2022 and 2 more in 2023. The local middle school who employed Krause as a reading teacher said she attended school in the same district allegedly. What the hell? Man, we'll just say the same district where she taught and allegedly committed the crimes. Her first appearance in court was on Thursday. She has yet to enter a plea. It comes after a social worker charged with sexually abusing a 13-year-old boy allegedly went to the child's home with a gun and threatened to kill his mom. Good Lord. Peyton Shires, 24, from Ohio, allegedly admitted to the disturbing behavior on October 6th during a call with the boy's mom and cops. Just hours after, at around 5:30 p.m., Shires turned up to the teen's house with a gun. His mom, who was away then, discovered the woman on the porch via her doorbell camera. Officers were called to the home and found Shires sitting with a gun pointed at her head and with a finger on the trigger. She yelled that she was going to do herself in. The boy's mom informed cops that Shires called her and told her that she wanted to take her own life because she and her son had ruined her life. Really? The boy's mom called the police on September 27th to report suspicions of the social worker allegedly abusing her position after discovering several text messages between her son and Shires. Investigators allegedly discovered a video of the boy and Shires engaging in sexual contact. The suspect was charged with unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, along with intimidation of a crime victim and intimidation of a crime witness. Well, yeah, you bring a gun to the house and can't get more intimidating than that. Well, at least Karras didn't pull that stunt, you know. But sure, you know, hey, this was all the kid's fault, you know. She's gonna go with that, I guess. As for the other one, well, I don't know. 58 days and she's already banging a 14-year-old. Holy crap, what's going on there? Well, we got the main details, you know. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Part-time planting is laughing. Taz, the resident artist, is laughing, saying, holy fuck. Captain Infinity Time Travel Police offers a cup. Part-time planting. Oh, with a shotgun. Yes. Part-time planting. 5 years is nothing. Yeah, it isn't. I mean, this woman who banged the 14-year-old, now look, it's a disgusting crime, but the kid's still alive, but she's facing 30 years, you know. she won't get that, but still. Part-time planning, but I was high. It wasn't my fault. Yeah, and they said, yeah. Part-time planning, who needs pants? Well, in the snow, Blackie black person, hold up. Are we sure this wasn't Courtney Love? Yeah, well. Taz says, love Chew Dub No Homo. Great show, man. R.I.P. that one guy. Well, yeah. Taz says, always in the eyes. Well, yes, it is. One way or another. And that second one, boy, yeah, she had quite the smirk, huh? She's proud of her handiwork. St. Ranger says, medicine, in quotes. St. Ranger says, 1969 Woodstock, medicine. Yeah, it's possible the lady was self-medicating for whatever her trauma was and stuff. They never did get into it. Said she was having a discussion with him about her past trauma. Who the hell knows? But apparently, yes. She thought maybe acid will help. It didn't. Part-time planning, no way. So there are people you won't allow to own guns in America? Yeah, see, once you're a convicted felon, you're not supposed to have them. But if you're a criminal, you can have all the guns you want. Part-time planning, bitches, be crazy, though. Yes, well, yes, it's the theme of the show, you know. St. Ranger, I have had 2 model 1911 45s and 1 double action Smith & Wesson 45. 45 is an excellent round. Part-time planting, laughing emoji. Part-time planting, sex ed or sex ED. There's no sex with ED. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what the deal. Yeah, has any of these teacher sex scandals ever involved a sex ed teacher? You know, hey, look, I was demonstrating. You know, it's my job. Part-time planning, 51. You poor kid. Well, yeah, they're probably going to throw the book at her, you know. Part-time planning, 58 days is a lifetime for women. It is? Part-time planning, laughy emoji. All right. Yeah, I guess so. She's just like, I'm bored and unsatisfied. I need some excitement. And she just kept thinking about that student. And then one day, well, I guess we know the rest. Oh, yeah, we do. I read it to you. Yeah. It's not my fault. It's hers. So here we go. Hey, oh, wait. Yeah, I gotta. There we go. Christian school teacher allegedly tried to poison hubby's smoothie with deadly plant during affair. Oh no. Boy, this is a combination of everything. Crazy bitch, murderous bitch, and a teacher. Yeah. At a Christian school. Good Lord, is nothing sacred. Yeah. So anyway, she tried to murder her husband by poisoning him while she was having an affair because he'd set up a hidden camera that captured her adding a toxic plant into his smoothie. Sarah Schiffer, 37, an art and design teacher at Calvary Lutheran High School in Jefferson County in Missouri, was first charged with first-degree domestic assault after her husband told police he had been ill for about 6 weeks. See, that's a woman's way of killing usually. Sometimes it's a shotgun, yes, but other times it's that slow poison. She has since been charged with first-degree attempted murder, an armed criminal action. Authorities were notified by the victim that he believed a period of unexplained illnesses were, in fact, an intentional act of poisoning. The husband described 8 occurrences in which Schiffer provided a beverage or food that had an odd taste. That's your first clue. And shortly after ingesting, ate it anyway, he experienced extreme fatigue, confusion, blurred vision, severe cotton mouth, and nausea. It's I'm looking at her mugshot, and it's in the eyes. And then there's a smirk, it's kind of a pissed off look, like, really? I got to do this? It's like, is he really worth all this trouble? Well, anyway, he told authorities that a drink she gave him on December 31st had a bitter taste, and that when he asked her about it, she stated she urinated in it and added an industrial strength adhesive into it. Good Lord. Good Lord. After Schaefer later denied adding anything into the smoothie, her husband installed a surveillance camera in the kitchen. Is she really pissing into my smoothies? Let's see. He observed a bag labeled Lily of the Valley on the table. Schiffer admitted to adding a root of the plant into a blender while preparing a smoothie. She probably read online that it has all these great nutrients and stuff. The defendant admitted doing this with the intent to cause the victim harm. Well, there you go. See? Adding that she also acknowledged that she knew that ingesting the root could kill him. But damn it didn't, huh? That's the deal, huh? All parts of Lily of the Valley contain cardiac glycosides, which slow down the heart and cause irregular rhythms. Well, there you go. Yeah, that sounds lethal, which categorizes the plant. Oh, the Poison Center categorizes the plant having major toxicity. And yet it's Lily from the Valley. Huh. Schiffer said she is in a relationship with someone who lives in Pakistan and has conducted Google searches for flights to Pakistan. Calvary Lutheran High School said it was notified by police on Wednesday of a criminal matter pertaining to an employee who has since been placed on leave. Yeah. Even though she's admitted to doing this. Well, she hasn't been convicted yet, so we just put her on leave. I tell you, it's really hard to fire teachers. The alleged conduct was outside of the employees' association with the school. Yeah, she didn't do it at the school, so hey, cut her some slack. It did not involve a student or any other school personnel. See, they're just like, oh, thank God she's not banging the students. As a Christian community, Calvary Lutheran High School believes in protecting the well-being of all individuals who are part of our programs, and we seek to respond in a caring and sensitive manner to everyone in our school community. With this in mind, consistent action has been taken in response to the notification. Yeah, suspension. Schiffer taught 2 classes at the school where she was considered a part-time employee. Okay, well, there's a picture of Lily of the Valley. See, it looks lovely, you know? Very deceiving. Very deceiving. But he probably thought his wife looked lovely one time too, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Well, she was a beloved teacher and did a wonderful job of growing the art skills of her students. The spokesman for the school said, she was a well-loved teacher at our school. We felt and had seen the fruits of her investment in the students. She was able to encourage them to produce and always seemed to be engaged for all the right reasons. Well, Scheffer's father said the charges came totally out of the blue and don't match the daughter he knows, a beloved artist and teacher who volunteers to raise money for third world health efforts. She's a decent person. I don't think she could have done this, but I guess that'll just have to come out at trial. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, why did she say, yeah, that was me, I did it? Scheffer is being held on an old bond arrest warrant at the Cole County Jail. No hearings have been set in the case. Well, she's caught on camera doing it. She said, yeah, I knew it was poisonous. So there's really no out for her here. And plus, fell in love with some guy from Pakistan online. So she hasn't even met this guy. You know? So, well, you don't know who you're talking to online, do you? No, you really don't. I wonder if he's like, oh, no. Jeez Louise. But yeah, we'll put her on suspension. And let me make mention of this didn't occur at the school. So, yeah. But she tried to kill somebody. It doesn't matter where she did it. Oh, well. Schools, huh? We're never going to understand those, I don't think. No. Well, geez, that was scary. So we'll go to something a little less violent. Yeah. Oh, yeah. One of the great pastimes of education today. Former Rookie Teacher of the Year admits sexually abusing a 14-year-old boy after the boy's sister discovered texts about sex. Yeah, she does look sad in the mugshot. She looks like, oh no. But at the same time, still got the eyes. Yep. Well, a former middle school drama teacher I was once named Rookie Teacher of the Year. Did the students vote her that? At her school has pled guilty to 6 charges in a Florida courtroom, more than 2 years after she was arrested for actually abusing one of her 14-year-old students. Brittany Lopez Murray, now 33, pled guilty to all 6 criminal charges brought against her, including lewd and lascivious battery, lewd and lascivious molestation of a child, and electronic transmission, harmful to minors. Lopez Murray was sentenced to house arrest and will be required to enter a rehabilitation program for mental disorder sex offenders. Yeah, that'll fix her. She was also sentenced to 2 years of community control. Yeah. Well, former Hialeah Middle School drama teacher who was honored in 2017 with the school's Rookie of the Year teacher was arrested in October 2021 after the boy's family became aware of explicit text messages on his phone. One of the concerning discoveries included a long text message where she expressed her feelings towards him and how she felt about him. Oh. Lopez Murray began abusing the teen, who had previously been one of her 7th and 8th grade students. Shortly after that text was sent, shortly after that, the teacher and her former student then met up at a local Starbucks for breakfast, and she later sexually abused him in her Jeep. And while in her Jeep, including after she picked him up from basketball practice and from his home. Yeah, don't you notice this teacher's really involved with your son? I got tired of having to give him rides to basketball practice, so I was like really glad someone else did it. Anyway, the two exchanged texts about how much they enjoyed the sex with each other. The boy's sister then became suspicious about how much time he was spending on his phone and how he was protecting it from others so they couldn't see what he was doing. So the sister had to be the parent here. The sister was able to get the phone and found explicit text messages and photos sent between the boy and his then teacher. The sister then alerted their father about the text. The defendant also groomed, enticed, encouraged the victim to send child pornography images by writing things such as perfect and yum. So the plea deal was approved by the victim's family. Well, yeah, all right, whatever. But boy, something about that, you can get the plea deal when it goes from, full on sexual assault to lewd and lascivious. But they had intercourse, it's, oh, well, it's like, hey, come on. Trials take a lot longer. Think of the money the taxpayers got to do to fund all this. So let's just slap her on the wrist. She'll do a couple of years and, some probation stuff. It'll be fine. There you go. Rookie Teacher of the Year. All right, some lighthearted stories, because, oh boy, these were horrible. And a couple of them were just downright disgusting, murders and all that kind of stuff. And so you kind of want to move beyond that. So you don't have to go to bed tonight with nightmares and stuff, See, I am concerned about my audience. Australian mother exposed as sex worker to son. The quote, "Mom, do you do OnlyFans?" Well, this is bound to come up sooner or later, unless you just don't have kids, but a Perth mother who had a secret job. It's not secret. You're on OnlyFans. Anyway, her secret job as a sex worker has revealed the horrifying way she discovered that so-called friends had reported her to police for being a bad mom. Lucy Banks, 34, quit her job in corporate banking and started selling racy images and videos on OnlyFans after separating from her husband in 2019. But after ditching her restrictive career for a job, yeah, she can't roll around in her underwear or naked at work, restrictions like that. Who wants to put up with that? Well, not her. So she wanted to work around her 2 kids. Banks found out others had been quick to judge, with some even reporting her to officials over affairs their children were in danger. My pivot from being a married mother of 2 with a career in banking to a single mom doing OnlyFans seemed very sudden to a lot of people. I think the only conclusion that made sense to them was that I lost my mind. But in reality, my marriage had been breaking down for a long time. Yeah, but you're doing porn in the home and they thought you're exposing the kids to it. That's probably what they thought. Good Lord, is that all her own photos? Or I don't know. Anyway, becoming a sex worker enabled me to stay at home and be around my kids. I could structure my work around when they were at school. Okay, so she's only doing this when they're out of the house. See? See? While Banks really didn't understand what the big deal was, she said she decided to keep the intimate details of her adult job from her children until they were old enough to understand. They're never going to understand. It's that's your mom. You can never, it just, good Lord. However, she soon realized she couldn't stop other people in her life from casting judgment, with some even going to great lengths to expose her. Now, some of these, they were subscribers, But anyway, people have a real fascination with sex workers and adult creators. I had multiple people from my real life subscribe and be weird with me. Okay, and they had wives, right? Yeah. Those wives didn't like that. Again, you idiot. OnlyFans isn't private. It's not. They would feed me facts about my life to scare me and show that they actually knew me. I also had people screenshot my content and send it around. She said that despite making a huge effort to keep her work and personal life separate, those who were offended by her new job started reporting her to various authorities, claiming she was a terrible mother. These people were calling my kid's school, the police, and child protection. It was overwhelming at some points, and it made me extremely skeptical about who I could trust. Being a mother is such an intrinsic part of me. It's everything. Well, it's not everything. As much as being accused of being a bad mother really stung, it was awful. I quickly snapped out of it. I'm an exceptional mother. Anyone who is in my network, yeah, and who actually knows me will tell you, I would do anything for my kids. And she does. After one particularly concerning encounter with a subscriber, Banks ended up calling police, only for the officer to reveal he'd received 5 complaints about her. Thankfully, the cop said she was not under suspicion, but it made her realize just how often women are judged. If I stayed in banking, it's funny how her name was Banks. Anyway, at banking and had my kids in daycare every day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., people would have judged. Well, I don't know as much as this, but anyway, if I lived off Centerlink, similar to Social Security, and child support, people would have judged. If I didn't work at all and stopped providing for my children, people would have judged. I would have been judged and criticized with any option I chose. So I went for the option that had the potential to set us up financially while enabling me to be a present parent. But as her success grew online, the downside was Banks was less able to shield her kids. And eventually she was outed to her elder son. My son was 10 at the time. And he just asked me straight out, Mom, do you do OnlyFans? Jeez. I was always going to have that conversation with him. I had only kept my children away from anything like that because it's not age appropriate. So it was really disappointing that someone had taken it upon themselves to tell my young son about it. I spent years shielding and keeping my kids away from anything inappropriate, and I did a great job of that. Odds are his friends, it's gonna happen. So anyway, in total, Banks earned over $1.5 million during her 4-year career on OnlyFans, with her stint in the X-rated industry even spawning the idea that enabled her to leave it. I'm still heavily involved in the industry. What? But it was the right time for me to step back a bit. Yeah, well, okay, so you're not doing the videos and pictures anymore? Too late. That's forever. Anyway, I founded Million Billion Media. Well, that's ambitious. The first PR and marketing agency for the adult industry. This year, my company also acquired the Adult Industry Choice Awards. That's nice. It's a gala evening in November where the industry leaders and newcomers are recognized. It's a great space to work in. It's surprisingly wholesome. So you're kind of doing banking for porn now. Anyway, she said that while people are still curious about what her kids thought of her work, past and present, they don't really care. They're typical kids. Oh, they care. They're gonna care a lot. And it's gonna do some damage. Hopefully not much. It depends. It varies, but yeah. They're typical kids. They are much more concerned about getting McDonald's for dinner and playing their sports. My job has meant I've been able to support my kids, and I am really proud of that. They go to great private schools. They do sports. They have stability. They're not spoiled by any means, but we have a secure and quiet life, which is everything I always wanted to be able to provide. Yeah, this stuff's going to get passed around. And your son is going to hear a lot more about it when he's in high school. And it's going to get cared about. And probably a lot of fights. God knows what else is going to happen. He's going to be sent home and all this sort of stuff. What's wrong? What's wrong? They called you a whore, mommy. Yeah, that's going to happen. Regardless of what any nosy neighbors did and all that sort of stuff, that crap's going to leak. Somebody somewhere in there is accessing the stuff. And you say, well, the parents should have. Well, yeah. But it only takes one. And he's going to, hey, look. And it's like, hey, man, this looks like your mom. And now you did this little piece about your struggles to get some free advertising for it and your company and all that stuff. So, yeah. So now even more know about it. It's going to have probably pretty severe consequences. Well, anyway, good luck with that. Yeah. Well, my husband left. I didn't like banking. I get to stay home, roll around in the bed for the camera. And, well, all right then. So anyway, our final story. It's a little bit lighter than that one, because this OnlyFans star, well, she did it for puppy love. Yes, she did. She certainly did. Whoop, 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 whoop. Teacher. See, it all comes together. We're full circle. Teacher turned OnlyFans star did something wild to save dogs. So, yeah, she has their tails wagging. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, teacher turned OnlyFans star Courtney Tilia started a dog rescue nonprofit in Los Angeles. And in order to save more pups, the married mom is now doing sex scenes with men. I recently said, fuck it, and started doing boy-girl porn. Okay. There's too many dogs in perilous situations, and rescuing costs too much for me to be leaving money on the table, Tilia said, 38 said. So she did it for the dogs. She's going to take that D for the dogs. Before this, the sexy brunette would go do solo stuff, girl stuff, and content with her husband. So now, gee, honey, I'll be a cuck for this money and, of course, the dogs. So in the last 2 weeks, she released 3 X-rated videos on OnlyFans with men other than her husband and is making a pretty penny and has already earned close to $19,000. Well, how about that? At this time, my first with another man besides my husband is projected to make more than what I used to make in an entire year as a teacher, said Tilla, who earned an annual salary of $36,000 as a special ed teacher. Until last month, she was telling the Post she was not ready to do the dirty with men on camera, as opposed to doing it all the time anyway. Although her fans were begging for it. Yeah, you pretty much exhausted all the nudies and stuff, and it's starting to drop off, so you got to up the ante. And then he's like, well, as long as I can watch. And everyone else. The dog didn't want to see that, though. No. You can still see the shock in the dog's face. I don't do content with other men at this time, she said. I'm not there. Well, now she is. Tilia runs the nonprofit Minnie's Mutts, with her husband of 12 years, Nick. And the couple has already rescued 50 dogs from being euthanized since they launched in April. Well, there you go. Yeah, okay. We're paying for a lot of it out of our own pockets. We have 3 that we haven't been able to find fosters or adopters for. So we're paying almost $150 per day to board them. That, plus a couple medical emergencies, and our rescue funds were drained. So, yeah, the Arizona native who has close to 500,000 TikTok followers spent 6 years teaching special education kids who could not go to public school because they were physically aggressive. She was also studying for her doctorate, but the president of the school actually came up to me and said that they wouldn't pay me for the PhD because I was so young and that they couldn't afford me. Her husband was also a teacher at the time, and the pair filed for bankruptcy in 2015 thanks to $50,000 worth of medical debt because of a knee injury she needed due to a soccer injury. Yeah. So she quit the classroom in 2016 and launched her OnlyFans page in 2019. Ironically, a third of her X-rated requests came from subscribers. Our classroom fantasies. Yeah, come on. You played that up. I'm an ex-teacher. Tilia, who has 3 dogs herself, said they're not bothered by her filming the spicy content. What? They're used to it. They're like, oh, my mom's doing her thing. Gotta go under the bed. Oh, man. No wonder he has this horrified look on his face in her picture with the dog. Good Lord. Good Lord. Well, this could go very dark if this continues. Ooh. So, there you go. There's all kind of options out there. When you get tired of teaching class, just do the porn. Don't actually boink the students, and you too might become a millionaire. So there you have it. Tonight's program was brought to you by OnlyFans. Let's check here. Nope. No super tips. Oh, well, I tried. I did. Ellen J. Mannix, did she bang a kid? That would be the whole package. Apparently not. Although, you know, part-time planting, he was a Pakistani prince. Was he? Oh, no wonder he was rich. She was going to run away and be with an actual prince, but that pesky husband got in the way. Part-time planting women. A. Thompson. Oh, yeah. A. Thompson, teacher news. Part-time planting. Sad she was caught. Oh, you mean she was sad? Oh, yeah. Well, they're always sad they got caught. Yeah. A. Thompson, another win for the student? Well, not in every case. A. Thompson, that is Miami. Joe Lamont, hello all. Hello, Joe. Everybody says hello to Joe. Part-time planting. Yes, she lost her mind. It happens. Part-time planting. Wait. The OnlyFans 304 is daubed in this OnlyFans 304. I'm not understanding that. Women be crazy. Well, yeah. 304s. I don't know. Part-time planning banking. Yeah, no money in banking. I know. She just, it'll be a lot easier if I just roll around naked. Plus, I love all the compliments and stuff. Come on. Part-time planning, poor kid. Yeah. Can you imagine? I mean, don't imagine it. Yeah, part-time planting. Shielding says the degenerate. Saint Ranger, Mr. Nailsin don't care. Well, some things. I care about some stuff. Hey, Thompson. Oh, is this the dog from Mississippi? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh. Hey, Thompson. Oh, this story isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Joe Lamont says, Nodak says, hit the like button. That's a good point, Nodak. People should do that. Joe Lamont, the OnlyFans lady's son is going to watch our videos, get turned on, and become Nailsin News. Oh, my God. Holy shit. Oh, no. Good God, no. Part-time planting options. Porn and porn. Yeah. There you go. All of these options. So many opportunities. Entrepreneurialism. All this stuff. All you got to do is spread your nether region on camera. There you go. That's all you got to do. It's just that simple. Of course, when they start getting bored and they want to see something else, you're going to have to do a little extra. Like bang other men besides your husband. Yeah. There you go. How long do you think the marriage actually lasts? Because, I mean, there's him. He's obviously got some weird fetish. The cuck fetish for his wife. But ultimately, she's like, he's fine with these other men banging me. He's he should have been jealous. It's, she'd still be mad at him because she wants the money and stuff. But at the same time, somewhere in there, it's like, and it's going to fall apart. Plus, it's like he's noticing she's getting more excited than she ever is with him. And it's like, you're stupid. Anyway, he does. I thought she was fucking those dogs. Well, that's how long until, Hey, Thompson, the lady in Mississippi did fuck dogs for super chats. Oh, yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's an old one. Yeah. Yeah, that was, oh my God. Jeez. No, the dogs hide under the bed. It's fine. Hey, Thompson, speaking of super chats, Doug, when are you going to open up shop? LOL. That's up to YouTube, not me. That's up to YouTube. All right, there we go. Nailsin News. Another crazy bitch version of Nailsin News. So I'm all tuckered out. So that'll do it for this round. And hopefully I can do another in the future. I mean, I will. Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully tomorrow night, probably get something in there. Anyway, I got to rest the voice. It's just going to hell. I'm beginning to think I'm not going to have my voice anymore. But we do have AI now. Could probably do that. A. Thompson, don't be drinking that sweet tea, you diabetic son of a bitch. LOL. It's not sweet tea. It's zero sugar tea. Frank says, good show, Doug. Well, thank you, Frank. And on that note, see you in on a high one. I'll take my leave of the show. And then, like I said, we'll do it again. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Crazy bitch news. Crazy bitch news. Crazy bitch news. Bitches they cray cray. She cray and she look, and that's pretty cray.